God, all this pink, the t-shirt, the eyeshadow, I look like some sort of cooked ham or other deli meat right now, but that's okay. Hey, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you, and if you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. So today, I feel a little bit under the weather, and that's exactly how I look too, so I'm hoping I can change that a little bit today. I'm in the mood for some soft glam, you know, something light, airy, and bright to try and lift my spirits. And I also have some new makeup items here today that I've been dying to play with, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So without further ado, here's the video. Okay, dolls, spring has sprung, but I unfortunately have not. I'm still in my winter era, as you can see, but I'm hoping today maybe I can spring it up a little bit. So first of all, I'm applying the same old eye primer that I literally always use all over my eyes. But I am trying to apply a little bit of a lighter layer than I normally do, just because I don't want my eyelids to crease as much. And also, I don't think I'm going to be using that much eyeshadow today, although every time I actually do say that, I still end up doing a crazy ass look. So I mean, am I to be trusted? Not really. Is my heart in the right place? Yes. So do with that information what you will. Okay, so for eyes, I have a couple of new palettes in my collection that I'm really excited about. So first of all, we have the Trixie Cosmetics Extravaganza palette, and we also have the Barbie X Colourpop Malibu Barbie palette, which is adorable. So I'm gonna try to use both of those palettes on the eyes today. First of all, I'm using the shade Trans Lives Matter from the Laganja X Trixie palette. So firstly, I'm just sort of messily buffing this into the crease, and I'm going to about the middle of the eye, I would say, because I'm gonna wing out this other part in a minute. But for right now, we're staying right here, and I'm just applying that until I'm satisfied with the intensity. So now with that same brush and the same shade, I'm just applying it right here, as you can see, to the outer half on my moving lid. By the way, we're gonna ignore the fact that I look like I got hit by a bus today. It's that time of the month, people, so it's looking a little rough. Okay, so what I like to do for the outer winged out portion is I just take the same brush that I've been using thus far. I pinch it at the base, dip it into the color, and then I just sort of stamp it on in the shape that I want it to be in. Now this doesn't have to be too precise, but I find that this way the eyeshadow is less patchy. So yeah, you wing this out as far as you want to wing it out. I don't know where I'm going with it. I normally go literally almost up to my hairline, but today I'm feeling a little cute little natural moment. So now that that's done, now I just buff around the edges ever so slightly. So now I'm taking a small detailed fluffy blending brush. This is the Sigma E36, and I'm dipping into the Colourpop palette, more specifically the shade Boardwalk. And again, I'm mostly stamping that into the shape that I want to achieve. So at this point, I just wiped the same brush off, and I'm just blending around the edges just to make that sort of seamless, but it doesn't have to be too perfect. Also, don't worry about this line underneath. We're gonna clean that up with concealer so it looks actually really perfect. So I like what I have going on so far. Also, I had no trouble with either of the shades from either of the palettes. They both blended out beautifully. I will say that there is just a little bit of fallout in that Colourpop shade from the Colourpop palette. Right, so as you can see, there's the fallout right there, and Miss Laganja did us very beautifully because there's almost no fallout on that shade. So now to break up all this pinkness, I'm just gonna add some definition by using that same brush, of course, and dipping into shade Zuma Beach from the Colourpop Malibu Barbie palette, and just very lightly stamping it onto the very outer corner, but I don't want to cover that medium pinky shade. And obviously same on this eye. Now all that's left to do is to blend. So that's done. So now I want to clean this up, and I'm just going to take the same brush that I applied my eyeshadow base with, and I'm going to apply my base right along this outer line of my eye, and I'm just going to follow that, as you can see, stamping on the base slowly. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and just buff that in. See what a sharp line that is now compared to this. So at this point, I'm just gonna copy exactly what I did to the top to the bottom right here on my lower lash line just to make it all a little bit more cohesive. I really don't want to ruin this look. It's so beautiful. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but I still love it a lot. So as you saw, I applied some eyeshadow base on my moving lid, and now I'm dipping into the shade Follow the Sun from the Barbie X ColourPop palette and applying that. Oh, it's a really pretty like blue pink. It has some blue reflex in it. I love that shade. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just gonna leave a tiny little bare sliver of skin right in the inner corner here because I'm about to apply an even lighter pink shimmer to it. But first things first, let's finish the other eye. So I do wish that this shimmer was just a tiny bit more pigmented because I have to dip a few times to get the intensity that I want, but it definitely is buildable, so literally that's not a problem at all. So last but not least, I'm dipping into the shade Vintage Doll again from the ColourPop palette and applying that into the inner corner. Okay, see that one? I mean, honestly, it definitely is pigmented, but it also has a lot of fallout in the pan. See, that's a little crazy, but okay. So now I'm just using the Bottle Blonde palette from Miss Trixie Mattel from Trixie Cosmetics because neither of the two palettes that I've been using thus far have a simple matte black shade in there. So I'm dipping into the black from the Bottle Blonde, and what I'm doing is just slightly lining my upper lash line. Now the point is not for this to look like an eyeliner or harsh or very pigmented or anything like that. I'm just doing a very, very light line so that when I apply mascara later, my lash line looks fuller. It actually makes a really big difference. Right, so it's time to move on to the face, so let me pin my hair back. So as far as the face is concerned, I want to look fresh and glowy, and I was about to try some new complexion products here today, but that's making me sort of nervous because, like I already told you, it's that time of the month and my skin, as you can see, has been acting up already, so I don't want to provoke it anymore. So I might actually not do that today, but I will save that for another video. Actually, maybe I'll just try this concealer, but the rest of my complexion will be the same because I cannot risk it today. Yeah, okay, that seems like a good idea. We're gonna compromise, you guys. So first of all, I'm just gonna spray my face with this Real Techniques Satin Finish Blend Extender, whatever that means. As per usual, I got a little carried away and used quite a bit, and now my whole face is wet, but that's okay. Moving on to my trusty Benefit Professional Primer that I'm gonna use in any areas where I have large pores, so basically my T-zone for me mostly. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, since the beginning of this video, I have been wearing this Who Are You little ColourPop lip mask. It's from the Alice in Wonderland collection, and it's actually such a good lip mask. I love it. And it has tiny little shimmery particles in it, which I am obsessed with. So anyway, the rest of my face, I'm just gonna prime with the NYX Plump It Right Back serum. So this really grips onto makeup, and also it gives my skin a healthy glow even without makeup. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Didn't I say I was gonna do a simple look? And I mean, compared to every other look I post on Instagram, this is mild. I wouldn't post this, but like still I went a little overboard. So I'm gonna let those primers melt into my skin a little bit, and while I do that, I'm just gonna apply this lash serum. So now, before I go into foundation, I'm just gonna apply some highlighter drops to my cheeks. And I like doing this when my skin feels especially dull, like right now, or you know, right around spring, summertime. It really gives me an extra kick that I love. And you know what? I know the TikTok girlies say that highlighter is not in right now or whatever, like nobody's highlighting their face like crazy anymore, but I am, and I always will be, you know? It just, it makes me feel so good, so I will continue to do so. Great, so now that that's done, I'm just applying foundation to one half of my face first, and I'm gonna blend it out with the Beauty Blender, and then I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face. I like doing it in increments just so everything is nice and smooth, and so one side of my face doesn't dry out before I actually blend out the foundation like I want. Once the foundation starts coming on slowly, I start to feel like a human being, but before then, really not. So before I do my forehead, I like to clean above my brows with my foundation a little bit and then blend that in seamlessly. Okay, so on any spot that needs a little bit extra coverage, I'm just applying my regular concealer, which is the Maybelline Superstay. And for my dark circles, I'm gonna try this new one, well, new to my collection. It's the Conceal and Define by Makeup Revolution, which everybody and their mother has been saying that it's a great drugstore concealer. So that's why I bought it, purely out of curiosity. So let's see if that reigns true. So first of all, I'm just gonna blend out the concealer on the rest of my face. Now let's do Miss Makeup Revolution. You know what? The coverage is medium to full, but it definitely looks buildable so far. So let me build it up just a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say it is brightening and buildable. And it's a nice concealer, don't get me wrong, it's pretty decent, but I mean, I don't get the hype because everybody and their mothers has been talking about this line on TikTok for forever. And so I finally bit the bullet. And I'm not sorry that I bought it, but like also it's nothing too special, you know? Let me set my eyes and bronze my face, and then we're gonna be back because I have a really exciting blush to try. Okay, so here I am. So as you were able to see, I also did my mascara and most of my lip because there just weren't any new products to show for those two categories. Although I do have a cute little lip gloss to add on top at the very end, but now let's move on to the blush, which I'm so excited about. So this is from the Alice in Wonderland collection by ColourPop, and I just need to show you this color. Okay, look. Are you not gagged? I don't even know if it'll match this look, but it doesn't even matter because I need it on my cheeks right now. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, bury me in blush. Oh, bury me in tons and tons of blush. Oh, I love that. That's a very pinchable cheek, don't you think? I'm so crazy. I put on one layer of blush and think I look like 10 years younger. I'm such a nutcase. So as per usual, I went overboard. So I'm just now buffing that in with my beauty blender. Oh, that's beautiful. Such a gorgeous cheek. I'm gonna add some to the nose as well, but like not a lot. Okay, so now it's time to highlight and add the gloss, and we're done. So I'm actually gonna use shade Props to Ya from the Extravaganza palette right now as a highlight because it looked so beautiful when I swatched it, so I can't not apply some. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm adding a little bit on my cheek as well, just where I added the liquid highlighter earlier. You see how pretty that is? Okay, great. Now that I'm almost done, I can finally let my hair down and add some lip gloss. So this is the I Heart Revolution Cherry Cola gloss that honestly was dirt cheap, and I'm not expecting much from it. I just got it because it's very sparkly, you guys, and I'm a sucker for sparkles, so that's all. It actually does smell like cherry cola, so okay, work, I guess. But it tastes like nothing, so I mean, okay. And the formula isn't too sticky at all, honestly, but I've had more watery formulas than this one, but it's not bad for how cheap it was. So there we go. This is my finished look. I honestly feel a lot better already. There's just something about putting on makeup when you feel under the weather to like brighten your spirits. It really does work for me personally. Let me know how you cope with it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, then please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!